we're back with another episode of Mike Chuck, Season 3, Episode 10. Mike and Chuck here with you to talk some more high school wrestling. We're getting down to the end here, Chuck. It's getting close.
It's flown by.
Yeah.
Like, holy cow.
Yeah. We've only been able to do 10 episodes so far after this one.
Yeah, I'm glad you got the numbers right this week.
Yeah, I did. I got it. Yeah, I got it right. So, okay, let's run down. What'd you say?
So I'm proud of you, brother.
Run down the show for you real quick. So we have Jordan Campbell from Yutan tonight, and then we will have Quinn Bailey from Chadron after that, and then we'll finish the show with Dru Kessler from NEWrestle to kind of break things down for us. So let's just get right to it. We have Jordan waiting. So, hey, Jordan, how we doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing good. If I didn't have to look at Chuck, I'd be doing better.
I'm still just a little salty about the sweater comment. I get it.
That's okay. I like her sweater. It is
a good
nice
sweater, but you have the same one. That's all I said.
I do not have the same one. Maybe my kid does. I don't know. Maybe something like that. My kids probably have something like that because I have 2 daughters. So that's probably something.
Are you getting into wrestling?
What'd you say?
Are they going to get into wrestling?
I don't know. Maybe
we should have Jordan talk to him.
We only do 2 things at one time. So we only do, like, right now it's basketball and something else.
Basketball.
That's what they want to do, Chuck.
I get it.
We have indoor soccer starting soon. So we only do 2 things at a time. Like we don't let them do 50 things because we're not driving around to practice.
I get it.
Yeah, it's too much. Anyway, Jordan, so how do you feel the season has gone for you so far?
I feel like it's gone really well. A lot better than my first 2 seasons. I feel like this season, having the twins back at Yutan, having good, strong practice partners throughout has really helped. But I think the first half of my season and so far has been really good.
So you're one of the biggest advocates of the sport. Like, you're at everything. I mean, literally everything. You're at Monday night, little kids tournaments, JV tournaments. Why wrestling? What drew you to wrestling?
My dad wrestled when he was in high school, and then both of my brothers wrestle. I think I got into it. We moved to Gretna when I was in 3rd grade, and my choice was either gymnastics or wrestling. Never been on a mat before, and I decided wrestling, and here I am.
Is it okay? So this is a little personal thing. So I don't know if you remember this. This was like a couple years ago. I did an interview with your sister, I believe. Correct?
Yeah,
right?
Probably.
Yeah, she's at St. Mary's pitcher, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, like, who's the best athlete in the family? It's okay to say you, but who's the best athlete?
My dad used to be an athlete.
Oh.
He was probably one of the stronger athletes, but I don't know. Out of us kids, I feel like it depends on the sport. I feel like overall, probably me, just because I'm involved with a lot more. And since going to college, she's really locked in on softball, so.
And you're beating up on your brothers too, right?
Oh, yeah.
Obviously.
Do you guys have, like, just wrestling matches and stuff, like, as siblings, just fun for
when
fun?
It's needed, not for fun.
Oh. What do you mean when it's needed? Like, give me an example.
I don't know. If they steal the last egg bites from Costco, then it'll go down right there and then in the kitchen.
You can take them then.
Yeah, at the same time.
Oh, wow.
At the same time, jeez.
Hey,
he's a killer.
Chuck, do never take Jordan Campbell's egg bites.
Ever. I've got 2 bad knees already. I'm not trying to risk an arm or something now too.
I'm very serious about my food.
Yeah.
So How important has it been for you to have the twins back at Yutan? And tell us a little bit about your relationship with them.
Yeah, it's been great. I mean, I came to UTAN my 8th grade year, so I knew of them and we had met before that. But I was super excited to be on a team with them. They already made an impression their freshman year, so it was super cool to be a part of the team when I came in my freshman year. And then it was a little bit rough my sophomore year without him. I mean, I adjusted to the teammates that I had, and I love the rest of my teammates too. The twins just bring like a different competition, I guess, and like I feel like I'm pretty close with them, especially now, like getting older and like knowing what each other needs to work on and being able to be brutally honest with each other of what's not working and what's working. It's just really like helps overall with our like styles, and we can help push each other through practices just so that we can better each other.
So this is not a wrestling question, but
Okay.
and someone maybe have gave me a little nugget on this one about you. So when you were a freshman, softball, your first at bat was a home run,
Yeah.
and then you caught the final out for the UTAN Meade State Championship.
Yeah.
So why not, like softball in the cards here? I mean, I know you play, but
Yeah. Softballs, I mean, I've played softball since T-ball at 4 years old. So that's always been in the family. And with Shaylin, my older sister, she's set a huge role model. I mean, as a like I don't even know when, but I copied her number and we've stuck with the same number ever since. So softball's been a really big part of my life. But I think just this last year, when going through like surgeries, I've had to make a decision on when I wanted those surgeries done and whether it was going to be over a softball season or a wrestling season. And I think that once I decided that I didn't want to miss wrestling, that was kind of the path I was going to take for college.
what is, I guess, why wrestling? Why is wrestling so popular with girls in Nebraska?
I think just like obviously it being sanctioned, I think girls are more willing to go out for it now that it's quote unquote acceptable or like I mean, I've been doing it since well before it was sanctioned. So, I mean, it definitely was hard to stay with it, but I'm so glad that I did because like how much it's grown has like shown. I don't know, I think it's super cool.
So does your sister, a college athlete, does she try to steal your egg bites too?
No, she doesn't she wouldn't steal my egg bites. She knows better.
Oh,
Oh, wow.
I don't. Okay, so a couple of things we learned: don't steal her egg bites, and also like don't mess with her because
Yeah.
like
I take back everything I said about the sweater earlier. Like,
yeah,
I'm
she will
just not.
find you.
I don't want to get shoulder checked at the state tournament.
Oh, I wouldn't do that.
No, you just like take him down or something. Like,
That's pretty easy.
drop an ankle pick or something on him.
I'm
Can you
not
do
moving
that?
very fast.
Can you please do that? If I'm around him at the state tournament and you happen to be there, can you just do that real quick for me? But make sure I have my phone out so I can record what's
Of
going on.
course. Yeah.
I'm going down like a sack of potatoes.
That would be awesome. I need to see that. All right, Jordan, thanks so much for your time. That was fun. So thank you.
Yeah, of course.
Thank
All right.
you very much. We'll see you
Have
at
a
the
good
state
night.
tournament.
See ya.
I ain't messing with her, man.
No.
No.
Is she just like the funnest interview we've had this year so far?
Yeah, been awesome. Yeah, that was awesome. That was super fun. All right, let's get I see Mr. Quinn Bailey is ready to rock, and this dude looks like is ready to take you down.
Oh, he would kick both of our butts at the same time.
Dude is ready to rumble. So let's get Quinn Bailey in here and talk some wrestling with the Chadron Cardinal. What's up, Quinn? How we doing, man?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you guys?
Doing good. Would you do you think you could like take Chuck down for me?
Why is it always me now? Everyone's gonna beat me up. This dude ran for like 10,000 yards this year, and then so he's gonna truck me first, and then he's gonna circle back, and hit me with a blast double.
Yeah, I'm just getting you back for that sweater comment you made earlier. Yeah. Now, Quinn, so Chuck brought it up as far as football. You had a tremendous career, right? High school career, and now wrestling's gone. I would say it's gone pretty well for you so far.
Just okay.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Yeah. What makes kind of you such a good wrestler? What is it about Quinn Bailey that makes you a good wrestler?
Someone actually asked me the same question the other day. I think honestly it's more about the process that I take and the kind of the approach. It's really, I don't really focus on like the winning and the losing. It's the more of the focus like the process of getting there. And I think that's really a key to success. I mean physically too, I guess you could say like stronger. People think I'm pretty good on my feet. That's where I think I strive the best, and that's kind of where I go for. But I think more than anything, just the process and the approach I take to the mat.
I mean, we see it all the time. Wrestling, football, they complement each other pretty well. How would you say that? Does wrestling complement football more? Does football complement wrestling more? What's kind of your take?
Honestly, I think wrestling complements football a lot more than football complements wrestling. And I think the biggest reason too is like, more the mental side of things. Like when you're running the football 30 times a game, you get tired in that fourth quarter, but it's like the third period. Like in a match, your first period's kind of like the technique stage of the match. Second period's kind of just like a flow stage. And then third's just kind of guts. And that's kind of how I think football is too. That fourth quarter hits, and it's more about who's got bigger guts and who wants to go all out for that. And then, I think too, like the footwork in football, I think wrestling, just the footwork and the hands and how your hands move really complements wrestling or complements football as well.
There was a number of rule changes this year in high school wrestling, scoring being one and kind of out of bounds another. What's the one thing that you've enjoyed the most as far as the rule changes this year?
I really enjoy the 3-point takedown. That's probably my favorite, and the out of bounds rules too are really nice. Allowing wrestlers to wrestle on the edge more. It's like an IQ game now. I feel like too, really awareness, mat awareness, and all that. It's kind of just fun. But I also enjoy the 4-point near fall. I think scoring points has become a lot easier, and it really encourages guys to go out there and just let it fly. So
no stalling. You're just attacking more.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, you could be. When I was at the Ironman, you see guys down 7-0 in the first period. Will Hinkle was a prime example. I think at 175, down the first period 7-0, and just rallied back with like 8 takedowns. It seemed like to win the match, and like that just kind of sums it up. I feel like for that rule change, it's really nice.
Tell us a little bit about that Ironman experience. You don't see a ton of guys from the western part of the state go out to Ironman very much. How important was it for you to be a representative?
Oh, it was a blessing. It was honestly not only eye-opening, talent-wise and that high-level wrestling, but also just a blessing that a lot of people are supporting me to go out there, and that was just kind of cool to see. But also, it was just kind of fun to compete, see something different. Like I said, like the high level. I mean, that was just awesome. And, you take a lot back from that. And, I wish I was in this good a shape and feeling this good on my feet and things like that back then. But, I'm not going to wish it away. But, yeah, it was awesome. It was a blessing for sure.
What is it like? I mean, you're in Chadron, right? Like that's about as far away from Omaha and Lincoln as you can get in Nebraska. It's, the farthest northwest corner. I don't even know if there's a school farther northwest. Is there? There's got to be, right? Something past you guys?
I don't think so. I think we're like 20 miles from South Dakota. No. And Crawford to the east, Gordon Russell to the west, Gordon Russell to the east, Crawford to the west, and Sioux County, and that's about it. But
you're as close as it gets. What's it mean to, because districts are coming up. State is after that, what would it mean to kind of represent that part of the state, and maybe potentially come home with a state championship? What would that mean for maybe not just the city of Chadron, but that kind of region of the state?
Oh, it means a lot. I think, after my sophomore year, after I won my first title, I think that really was like eye-opening to all the support you really get. I mean, you have people all over the Panhandle reaching out, congratulating you, and definitely inside the community, because it's not just me that puts this time into like the titles and all this work. I mean, there's people that helped me get here for sure. Youth pastors, chiropractors, people like that. That help shape me as a person and me as a wrestler, that like are very crucial to the thing. So to be able to win and show them that like that, all that pays off, it's just awesome. It's a blessing.
So when did you start wrestling? Has it been something you've done your whole life, and what made you want to stick with it?
Yeah, no, I have wrestled my whole life, and I really didn't get serious about it until probably like 7th grade. Maybe probably like 6th grade, I guess. But no, I've wrestled probably since like kindergarten. More as just something to do, and kind of something my parents wanted me to try out. And then, I think 3rd grade year or something, I don't even know what it was, but I was like, Dad, I want to go to state. Like, I want to go see and like compete at that level. Like I think I'm ready, like maturity wise. I think I can handle myself a little bit better than I did. And I think like 2 in a barbecue or something. And ended up like the next year coming back, doing a little bit better, maybe placed. And then it didn't really take off probably till like 6th grade year, I think. And I think I like won a couple good matches, won the state title, like, the youth. And then I think 7th grade year basketball came around, and my parents were kind of telling me like, yeah, you need to go keep wrestling with the high school. Like, you need to get in there with those guys. And that's kind of when it got serious. And definitely freshman year was really like eye-opening in those. Yeah.
You brought up kind of wrestling with high school guys and getting better in middle school. Who do you kind of lean on now to, get good work in, solid work in? Obviously you have guys in your room, but like, is there other people outside that you kind of reach out to or go kind of just scrap with a little bit?
In the off season, a couple times there was a freshman that asked me to wrestle, kind of rolled on with him a little bit. Coach Hunter allowed me to go up and wrestle with some of his guys in the off season, like I think the summertime. But Coach Haskell's been a huge key to success probably since my freshman year. Like I said, I mean, he's been around, doing 10 extra takedowns after practice with me and things like that. And still to this day, even though now we're split from the girls, we'll still catch 10 takedowns here or there. And it's just awesome. I mean, he's been a big key. But, yeah, we got great guys in the room too. Zane Kohlers is awesome. Lane Davidson, he's a JV kid, but, I mean, that's a kid you definitely want to watch out for in the next year. I mean, he's incredible. So, but guys like that, man, they always come into work, and it's awesome.
So we keep bringing up you're in the western part of the state, kind of out there by yourself. Who are the guys that you looked up to growing up?
Oh, shoot. Probably like growing up, probably like Willie Cogdill was a big one. Joe Ritson was another big one that you kind of looked up to. Tate Kohlers, people like that. But I think Willie Cogdill was a really big one, just because I was actually second grade. I think his mom was my teacher actually, and when we hosted that tournament, she allowed us to go up to like watch him and stuff. So I think being able to do that was kind of huge for me. And yeah, I think that would be probably the biggest one I think off the top of my head.
So why football in college and I guess not wrestling?
It really just came down to my passion and like the love for the sport. I was actually told this last summer by a college guy. He told me, he's like, if you don't love it, he's like, don't do it. And that kind of hit me because I was really thinking about wrestling and pursuing it. But then I kind of like football season hit and I just kind of knew like this is what I love to do and I think this is what I want to do. And I enjoy eating food too, honestly, bottom line. I like food. I like drinking water. And I mean, and I just have a great relationship with those coaches out there in Western State, and that's kind of another big thing. But I do appreciate all the guys that reached out for wrestling, all the coaches. But at the end of the day, it was just what I love to do, for sure.
He said, I like eating food. Chuck does too.
I get it.
Yeah.
Me too. Me too.
Yeah. No, absolutely. Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what, we're definitely going to enjoy Quinn Bailey's last ride here on the wrestling mat. That's for sure. You're a lot of fun to watch, and you're a great representative for the sport.
I appreciate that a lot. That means a lot to me.
All right, man. I'm going to say I was going to say we'll hopefully see you in Omaha, but I feel pretty confident that we'll see you in
pretty
Omaha.
confident about that one.
Absolutely.
Here in a couple weeks. Thanks, man. Appreciate your time.
Yeah, thank you guys. Have a good one.
Yep. Yeah, I ain't messing with that guy either, Chuck. What'd you say?
Said I'll block for him.
Yeah, I'm not gonna. Yeah, that guy. He's a heck of an athlete. Like his numbers he put up on the wrestling mat or wrestling mat and football field were they're incredible.
Video game numbers.
Yeah, it's incredible. So, all right, let's get to Dru here and kind of look back and take a look ahead like we always do. So, Dru Kessler from NEWrestle is here this week, joining us. Can we get a thumbs up, Dru?
Yeah!
Oh man, and my phone
got fireworks. We got fireworks.
We have had a pretty good show so far, Dru, so I appreciate the fireworks.
Hey, yeah, here we go. Now I'm going to be self-conscious the whole time. The hands got to stay
No,
down.
at least you're not Cody.
Hey, I have that going for me, don't I?
That's a positive. Yeah, that is a positive. All right, Dru, so what happened last week? A lot happened. Creighton Prep going to Kansas and just dominating a pretty good tournament.
Yeah, they did, man. They're really good. They had like probably half their team wrestle in the medal rounds too, and they still won by a lot. And we're talking the number one team in Kansas 6A, which is their big class, and then the number one team in 5A, Kearney was there, and Kearney got fourth. They did really well too. I mean, yeah, it's just kind of a different level with prep right now.
Okay, I was sticking with prep. Like, I guess I didn't know you could, if you qualified for a NSAA sanctioned state championship, you could just opt out. Like, I guess I didn't know that was like a thing you could do. And I get it. Like they have their freshman retreat. It's a prep thing. They do it all the time every year. It's been a tradition at their school. It's important for their school to do those things. I understand that. I'm not saying that, but I guess I didn't know, that was a thing you could do.
I didn't either. And, I think it kind of boils down to, most of the time, if you qualified for state basketball, it's not like you're not going to go, right? Like that's the goal. And you can really dive into like the difference between state individual and state duels. But I mean, Creighton Prep's been doing this thing for how long? I don't know how long. But
since the school opened.
Okay, so forever. Now I don't know how long it's been on this specific weekend, and I mean,
it's always about this time of year. Yeah,
I guess that I'm surprised it didn't come out sooner. Like the first I heard about it was last Tuesday.
Yeah, I remember we talked to Cody last week, and we talked a little bit about it. I think. So,
okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, it was, I guess, a little surprising, but I just don't know the detail. Like I don't know enough about the event. I know the freshmen are involved, and so that would take out Cruiser and Cam Green. But they honestly still might have enough to win it without those two guys. So I don't know. But you know what? It's still going to be really fun in Class A. I know Grand Island and Kearney have had some good ones, and Kearney and Lincoln East have had a good duel. So there's going to be quality wrestling regardless, and someone's going to win a state title on Saturday, and it's not going to be Creighton Prep.
Yeah, it opens things up a lot.
Yeah,
there's some great matchups that first round too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's going to be good.
Yeah.
Before we get too deep into the state duels, the girls' state duels for the NSWCA put those on last week. I know we're kind of talking about what's happened already, and in the four final duels, which were the first place duels for A and B, and then the third place duels for A and B, so they're all going on at the same time. Every duel came down to the last match.
Oh wow!
They were all in question and go down to the last match, which was just like I mean, how can you get better than that? It was crazy. So, and
Even though
great
you had
matches,
that
like Anya Roberts from Grand Island wrestled. She's ranked number 2, and she beat number 1 Barber, and she beat number 3 Wiltgen, and on the last second take. It was just like really good high level wrestling, and it was exciting, and it was loud, like as loud as it can probably get in a place like that.
Yeah, that building's it's a little smaller. So, yeah, it's not a big high school gym, so it's pretty small. Pretty cool setting for it, actually, right?
It was, yeah. All the people from West Point or have been there before were kind of like, this is just kind of like a weird thing to see because everyone's been there for like weddings and like luncheons and business stuff, not wrestling. So. Yeah.
That Grand Island girl.
You guys have Painter on here sometimes, and I mean those guys just kill it for the girls, and they always have, and they're the reason why the sport is how it is now in 2 classes, and people are already clamoring for 3. So it's pretty sweet.
I think we probably
that Grand Island Westside duel for 3rd and 4th. Holy cow! What?
I know. Yeah, with Barber and Grazier. Both of those 2 lost. Their number 1 ranked wrestlers lost, and they still won. So,
holy cow!
Westside edged Grand Island again. Yeah. Definitely not
something about 1 point
though.
Yeah, their coach is a real scumbag. The Westside coach. The Westside coach.
Yeah,
giant scumbag.
Well, you said it. I guess I won't say that.
The Norfolk girls are good. They're going to be
real good.
Think they're pretty good.
Real good.
What else last week kind of caught your eye? I guess I went to the Scott invite, if you will, the Jesse Grice invite, and that was Scott dominated that. Knew that was probably going to happen, but EMC was a tournament was a thing last week. Anything surprising there?
I mean, not
really.
No, I mean, Buafakio was back for Bennington, 175. And Lane Baber, who's a state qualifier, is at 65. And so, like, if you start looking at that, then you start looking at the Class B state duels where they're gonna. I mean, Bennington has to go through York, and York's really good.
Yeah.
So I don't want to look past that too much. But Bennington and Scott, if you sit down and write it out on a piece of paper, it's going to be really, really close. And so I know Scott's got a couple holes, I guess, in their lineup, and I'm sure that they beat Creighton Prep, right?
Yeah.
So can they move their pieces in the right place to take Bennington out, or can Bennington do the same to Scott? I don't. It's going to be fun. It'll be cool.
And like you said, can Bennington get past York?
Right. Yeah, I mean, Bennington beat Waverly by like 1 or 2 points, and York has beaten Waverly by substantially more than that. I don't know, 15 or something. So it comes down to matchups, and I don't know. I think Bennington matches up well with York, and then Scott has to beat Waverly too. So,
right.
And I'm sure Waverly's got a little bit extra chip on their shoulder after Scott kind of surprised everybody by beating them last year in Kearney. Mm-hmm. So.
What about in C or D kind of preview, I guess, those? Yeah,
so Class C is probably going to be the Battle Creek show.
Right, yeah.
I think they're pretty safe to qualify 11 or 12 guys out of Class C, which is an extreme number for a small school like that.
I'm talking about the duels this weekend.
But that's kind of showing you how good their lineup is, and so they're by far and away the best team. I mean, that's not slighting anybody else. And then I would say Minden's probably the second best team. Well, Battle Creek's the 3rd seed. They're undefeated, but they're the 3rd because of the points, and Minden's the 2nd. So that'll be a semifinal match, and then the top side will probably be David City or. Syracuse. If Syracuse is healthy, they've had a few guys missing recently. Then Class D, Burwell, Plainview, Aquinas. Those are probably your big 3. Central Valley's pretty solid too.
That should be pretty interesting. That D should be pretty interesting to see who can come out of that.
It's going to be interesting. D is going to be pretty fun to watch unfold, because for Class A, Creighton Prep's got the hammers, and in the state tournament format, they're going to probably be fine.
Yeah.
Scott, same. Battle Creek, same. So yeah, I think that the Class D team race in general is, there's no going away favorite at the duels, and then you're going to have to qualify the guys at districts, and then you're going to have to perform at state, because it's that close between those 4 teams. Central Valley's been rolling, and they got their pieces in the right place. They have some young talent and some older guys that are kind of trending upwards, and so you might I guess when you say Burwell and Aquinas and Plainview, those are like your blue bloods for Class D. They're there every year. While Central Valley, they could win it.
Piggybacking off of a good football season.
Yeah. Yep. So it's gonna be awesome. Are you gonna go?
To Kearney? No.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
I will be out of the country.
That's your
excuse. Right. You sly dog. You.
That's your excuse.
Yeah. This. And then you got the girls' districts are going on this weekend too.
Yeah. So
it's going to be crazy. Like Kearney alone, there's a girls' district, and then the state duels are going on at the same time. I decided I might drive up Friday and started looking into hotels, and it's not great. There's not any options there right now.
Any big girls' districts that you think are going to be just like, wow, that's a really tight team race, or any individual matchups you think could be pretty tough?
Gosh, dude, it was like last year when there's so many teams in every district, you're just like, okay, that the teams who have the firepower, like the west sides and Grand Island last year, that they're going to qualify their horses, and they're going to be in good shape for state. And so this year it's a little different in that, these teams with depth, they might be able to push the people through and perform well at districts, but then at state, they may not have all the high medalists. I think that the A4 district, I think that's the one Norfolk's in. I think that's the one that has the most.
I've got that one pulled up right now.
They have like half of the ranked teams. Am I on the right one there? I'm mixing stuff up, but one of the districts for the girls in Class A has like 4 or 5 of the top 10. So
5 ranked teams,
naturally that's just going to be, and you got the top ranked team, so that's going to be probably the one to watch for sure.
We're getting down to it here, so we kind of know, we have a good feel. We've talked about all these teams and team races. Is there any surprises that you could see maybe happening individually in the next, whether it be at state duels or the following weekend? You want to throw a name out there? You want to give us hey, I could see this person upsetting someone and winning, or placing, or anything like that?
Oh man,
call your shot, Dru.
Man, that's putting me on the spot. I don't know. The last few tournaments I've been to like Schuyler and Lexington on the boys' side, and I guess this is, I don't even know if it's calling my shot. I think that Bennington will probably win Class B duels, unless Scott, maybe they have some surprises up their sleeve. But I call your shot or whatever, that's fine. I know there's a lot of people being like, oh, Kyler could bump up and wrestle Riley Johnson. Well, if you get down to it, it doesn't really make sense for Bennington to do that, and I understand why they wouldn't.
Why do these teams want to keep pressing my man Riley? He keeps proving himself.
Oh, dude. Again, for Bennington, they have a pretty good backup at 157, but he would lose to Nico, and then Kyler would go up, and he's not going to tech or pin Riley, so then. Right. That would hurt them ultimately.
The team score doesn't make sense.
Yes,
exactly. So you're not going to see it. So and you can tell Cody that too, because he keeps saying it's going to happen, and I don't believe him. But yeah, no, I don't know that there's going to be anything earth shattering. It's going to be weird being at the state duels without Millard South there. I looked back and they've never finished lower than fourth. They've qualified every year. They've got fourth once, and then I think third twice, and then they've won it or got second every other time since 2013. Mm-hmm. So kind of crazy.
One thing that kind of stuck out to me here at 125 in the girls, Morgan Moshman looks like she's going to wrestle 25, and we've got a young lady that's going for a fourth state title at 125 as well.
That's the story in girls right now but it's not. There's no guarantee that it's going to be Morgan that's at 125 because Kaylin Harrell was wrestling 125 too.
Right.
So it's, I don't know. I'm sure one of them will be, right? So which one it is, I'm not going to speculate on that.
Yeah, I wouldn't. Don't. That's probably good, right?
Yep.
Hey, Dru, before we let you out of here, we can end the show now. Can you do me one thing? Do me a favor?
No.
Can you do these?
Just do it one more time.
I think it's.
Why is it not?
Oh, there it goes. Just got to time and effort is all that took, right? Time and effort.
I don't know. How does that happen to you?
I don't know. You guys try it.
No.
It doesn't do it. Every time I've tried it, it just doesn't do it.
Well, maybe it only does it for special people. So,
fireworks, Dru.
Yeah, that's it.
Dru always brings the fireworks and the thumbs up.
There it is. Yeah, love that.
That's right.
Yeah, we got to come up with I'll come up with a better nickname for that and for you, based off the fireworks or the thumbs up. One of those two. All right, Dru. Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
A Hurrdat Sports Network production.